Alright, this is definitely the first take. So, if you can tell, I'm going to be talking about a random topic that I really only care about, but maybe other people care about. So, if you want to hear this bearded fool talk about some shit, stick around. But, on to the actual topic of this video, and that is third-party content, and I'll get into that. But the main crux of this happened last year when I helped back a Kickstarter. Specifically, I was a late backer to it, so it wasn't one of those things where I backed it and then was like, yay, I backed it, and was like, cool, I'll get this later on. And then lo and behold, Wednesday? No, it was Tuesday of the week that I'm recording this, I got it, and it was pretty good. But a year has passed, and it's one of those things where I will maybe at some point play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but it is still pretty good. Like, this is what I backed, Valda's Spire of Secrets. This is a third-party supplement for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, and it is filled with 10 new classes with like 6 subclasses for each, and then like 8 subclasses for the 12 classes in the like base edition of 5th edition, except the Artificer, because that's not in open gaming, because they don't like fun. But it got me thinking about third party in general, and the fact that, like, at the beginning of this year in particular, with the whole OGL shit that happened, how important that third-party content is, and how important it is to have a free and open market, so to speak, about the actual game. And it's kind of amazing still thinking about it, like almost a year later, how much they dropped the ball on that. And thinking about how it's really not Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro that are keeping the game alive. It is everyone that has played Dungeons & Dragons for many years of their life, as well as the people that just want to continue playing it. But this supplement got me thinking about how much the importance of an open gaming license and just having openness in general is. And it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And the whole reason behind the open gaming license was to allow people to make third-party content, because the main person doing it, Wizards of the Coast, could never be able to fully and completely keep up to date with the demand. Like, for instance, another third-party content, the Tal'Dorei campaign guide for, Critical Role, is one of those things that a lot of people wanted. And sure, later on, we did get an official guidebook for Critical Role in Wizards of the Coast, but a lot of people don't have that. Like, I backed another Kickstarter around the same time that I backed Baldur's Spire of Secrets. Holy shit. And that was Steinhardt's Guide to the Eldritch Hunt. It's really cool, especially if you love Bloodborne. And, like, I really liked Bloodborne, and I really would wish that they would just port it to the PS5, or hell, just the PC. Just port it. Sony, do it. And it is one of those situations in which the community will make things for a product that they love and enjoy. That, burpee. That it is important to have that openness, to have the ability to create things that you love, to build upon things that you love. And it's one of those just still saddening parts that happened at the beginning of this year, is that they had every ability, every power to allow people to continue this, that essentially made D&D what it was, the community, to continue flourishing it, to continue growing it, because they would never be able to fully reach the demand that they have. And it bothers me that they tried to stop that. Even now, several months later, it is still saddening, to the point where I haven't played 5th edition in, I want to say, several months. I want to say, like, we finished our Curse of Strahd campaign, my group, in I want to say February, March, around that time, and it is so like, I do like D&D, I really do, but at the same time, I don't feel like, Hasbro likes me for liking their game. And even with the new edition, it's not an edition because they're trying to just make it, the marketing behind the 5th edition 2024 rulebook is really stupid. They should have just called it 6th edition or 5.5, something easier than just calling it 5th edition, but the 2024 rulebook. What they're doing with that is kind of annoying, and it just bothers me more, because at the end of the day, we have this thing where you could improve upon it, but they don't really want to improve upon it because, everything that's come out for it, they don't want to have to remake. But yet, if they had just taken the parts that people like about 5th edition and transferred it over to another edition, fixed up all the things that they didn't like, it would have been really great. And it happens so many times where I'm just like, they could have done better. And with Paizo, when the 3.5 moving over to 4th edition, where they use the fact that open gaming license was a thing, they made Pathfinder, and Pathfinder continued on the path that people liked, and people loved it. And sure, it was getting to the point where Pathfinder was played more than D&D, but it was still there. It was still being played. And when they went back to the openness of the open gaming license for 5th edition, companies flourished, and they flourished. And it bothers me now that I have this book, that it adds so much more to the game with just this one book, that they tried to stop people from making and building upon the thing that they're making money off of, that they could have continued making more money off of if they just left everything the same, and if they didn't try to clamp down on people just trying to enjoy the game. That it's so important that you just allow people to have freedom. Like, if you just let people do whatever they want, sure, you might have some problems, but they also have the ability to continue playing the game that they want and continue supporting you. For instance, Skyrim. That game came out in 2011. 11. I was still in high school, and do you know what? People are still playing the shit out of that game, to the point where it's been ported to fucking everything. And the main thing that people are able to still do is mod it to have the game be fresh and new, and be able to continue playing it. Essentially, third-party content is mods for D&D. And I feel like they tried to take away the modding community for a game that a lot of people loved, and you just tried to ring it out. Bethesda tried to do that with us, Fallout 4, and people didn't really like that. And you have to realize, these companies legitimately have to realize that trying to wring the most money out of their consumers will cause the consumers not to really like them. Sure, you might get new people, that's fine, but you might lose your core audience. For me, I might never play D&D again, or I might. I don't know. And that's saddening. Sure, I can go play other games, but the game that got me into tabletop RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, I might not play it again because it soured, this entire thing soured my experience because you try to get rid of third-party content. You try to clamp down on third-party content for no other reason than your own fucking greed. And that's the problem that I have with this, is that I could have been playing more D&D. I could have been supporting you more and more with the new edition. I could have been doing a lot for the company or the gaming community as a whole and continued supporting you. But at the end of the day, you chose your profits over the goodwill. And sure, you might be able to scrounge some of that goodwill, but it will always be tainted for what you did. So, yeah, this is the end of that. This is one of those more rambly topics that I wanted to talk about, especially after I got the Valda's Spire of Secrets, which generally pretty cool. It adds 10 not subclasses, 10 actual playable classes for 5th edition, and a lot of new spells, magic items, and what have you. Getting this just made me want to talk about that topic about how Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, tried to shut down third-party content for no other reason other than their own stupid fucking greed. And sure, some people within not Hasbro, but Wizards of the Coast knew this was a bad idea and tried to warn them. They didn't care. The higher-ups do not care. And they will probably not really care. We made them think that it's just one of those situations where we won this small battle, but we'll probably not really win the war. And the only way that we can actually truly beat them is to not buy any more of their shit. Just switch to third party. Quite literally. Switch to Kickstarters, third party content, and go from there, because they will be 100% better, 100% more thought out, and actually give you what the fuck you want. And not just have them be like, here's a new subclass, because it's definitely easier just to make a subclass than an actual class. And not actually put too much thought into it, because the higher-ups don't want us to put too much thought into it. So, at the end of the day, just go play Pathfinder. It's completely free, and Paizo is a good company. If you do want to continue playing 5th edition, there's plenty of third-party content out there that you can buy and actually feel good about it. So, yeah. That's the end of that. Hopefully my rambling didn't turn you off to D&D. And if it did, well, it was their own fault to begin with. But, yeah, this was just me rambling because this is a topic that was near and dear to my heart, and still is near and dear to my heart, to the point where I got tattoos of dice around my wrist. So, yeah, that's it. If you want to see more of this bearded face, think about hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, think about hitting the like button so I know to do more of these videos. If you want to talk about the topic down below, do that in the comment section. What are your thoughts on third-party content? Should it be really open, because I really do believe that, or should it have died like fucking Hasbro wanted it? So that's it. Stay safe out there. Stay warm if you're in a cold environment, and, play video games, read some manga, get some friends together to play some tabletop RPGs, and maybe listen to some good old tunes. That's it. Bye.